What if I told you that the piece of plastic sitting in your wallet doesn't actually make you wealthier, it quietly makes someone else richer? Millions of Americans proudly say, "I have excellent credit." But here's the uncomfortable truth. Banks don't make billions from people who simply own credit cards. They make billions from people who carry balances month after month. So ask yourself one question: do you own a credit card, or does your credit card own you? Today, we're exposing how credit cards became one of the most profitable financial products in America, why so many people unknowingly turn them into debt cards, and how you can break the cycle before interest payments steal thousands of dollars from your future. Let's begin. The great illusion. Words credit card sound harmless. Credit, rewards, cashback, travel points, airport lounges, sign-up bonuses. Banks spend billions of dollars every year convincing Americans that using more credit means living a better life. Commercials show happy families taking vacations, young professionals buying expensive coffee, couples dining at upscale restaurants. Everything looks effortless. Swipe, smile, repeat. But what those advertisements rarely show is what happens after the statement arrives. According to the Federal Reserve, credit card balances in the United States have climbed to record levels in recent years, crossing well over $1 trillion. That means millions of Americans aren't simply using credit cards for convenience. They're relying on borrowed money to cover everyday life. The card isn't the problem, the debt is. A credit card can be one of the most useful financial tools ever created. But once you start carrying balances and paying interest, it quietly transforms into something completely different: a debt card. Why banks love revolving debt. Imagine two customers. Sarah uses her credit card for groceries, gas, and online shopping. She spends $2,000 every month, but when her statement arrives, she pays the full balance. The bank earns a small processing fee from merchants. Now meet Jake. Jake spends the same amount. But instead of paying the full balance, he only pays the minimum payment every month. The remaining balance collects interest. Next month, more interest. The month after, even more. Guess which customer the bank earns far more money from? Jake. Banks actually have a name for customers like Sarah. They're often called transactors. Customers like Jake are known as revolvers. The banking industry earns dramatically more revenue from revolvers because interest payments continue month after month. That's why minimum payment options exist. Not because they're designed to help you become debt-free, but because they keep balances alive longer. The dangerous psychology behind plastic. Here's something fascinating. Researchers have repeatedly found that people tend to spend more when using cards instead of cash. Why? Because handing over cash feels painful. You physically watch money leave your wallet. With a card, there's almost no emotional friction. Tap, done. The purchase barely registers. Now add mobile wallets, Apple Pay, Google Pay, tap your phone, even less friction. The less pain you feel when spending, the easier it becomes to overspend. This isn't an accident. Modern payment systems are designed for convenience. Convenience is wonderful, unless it disconnects you from the reality of your spending. Rewards aren't really free. Many Americans proudly say, "But I get 2% cash back." Or, "My travel card gives me free flights." That's true. Rewards can absolutely provide value. But ask yourself another question. How much interest are you paying to earn those rewards? Imagine earning $400 in travel points, while paying $2,300 in interest. That's not winning, that's losing slowly. Rewards only work when you pay the balance in full every single month. Otherwise, the interest usually wipes out every benefit and then some. The minimum payment trap. Let's look at a simple example. Suppose you have a $6,000 balance on your credit card. Your interest rate is 25%. Your minimum payment is around $180. Sounds manageable. But here's what many people don't realize. A large portion of that payment goes toward interest first. Very little actually reduces the principal. If you only make minimum payments and continue using the card, eliminating the balance can take years. During that time, you could end up paying thousands of dollars in interest alone. That's money that could have gone toward investing, retirement, a home down payment, or your children's education. Instead, it becomes bank profit. Lifestyle inflation is fuel for debt. Many Americans receive raises, but something strange happens. Income goes up, so does spending. A better salary becomes permission to upgrade everything. A newer SUV, a bigger apartment, more subscriptions, weekend trips, designer clothes, expensive restaurants, luxury electronics. Soon, your expenses rise just as quickly as your paycheck. When unexpected bills appear, the credit card fills the gap. Then another gap. Then another. Eventually, borrowing becomes normal, not because you're irresponsible, but because your lifestyle expanded faster than your financial foundation. Emergency or habit. Credit cards were originally intended for convenience and emergencies. Today, many households use them for groceries, utility bills, gas, medical expenses, school supplies, even rent through third-party payment services. That's often a sign of something much bigger. Income isn't keeping pace with expenses. Inflation has made everyday necessities more expensive across many parts of the United States, from California and Washington to Texas, Florida, Illinois, New York, and Georgia. When people rely on credit just to survive, balances grow quickly. The problem isn't just budgeting. Sometimes it's the financial pressure created by rising costs of living. Understanding that difference is important because solving the problem often requires both smarter spending and higher income over time. Debt creates invisible stress. Money problems don't stay in your bank account. They follow you everywhere. You think about them while driving, at work, during dinner, before falling asleep. Many Americans experience anxiety simply because they don't know how they'll pay next month's bills. High-interest debt creates constant mental pressure. Every purchase becomes a reminder. Every statement feels overwhelming. Financial freedom isn't only about having money. It's about removing that invisible weight from your mind. How wealthy people often use credit differently. Here's where many people get confused. You'll hear that wealthy people use credit cards all the time. That's true, but they often use them differently. Many financially successful individuals use credit cards as payment tools, not borrowing tools. They charge purchases, collect rewards, track expenses, build credit history, then pay the statement balance in full. No revolving debt, no long-term interest. The card works for them. They don't work for the card. That's a completely different relationship. Breaking the debt card cycle. If your credit card has become a debt card, don't panic. Many Americans have faced the same situation, and many have successfully paid off their balances. The first step is honesty. Stop pretending the balance isn't there. Look at every card, write down each balance, interest rate, minimum payment, then make a plan. Some people prefer paying off the smallest balance first to build momentum. Others focus on the highest interest rate first to reduce long-term costs. Whichever method keeps you motivated is usually better than doing nothing. At the same time, avoid adding new debt whenever possible. Even small extra payments above the minimum can reduce interest over time and help shorten the repayment period. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Change the way you think about credit. Here's one mindset shift that changes everything. Instead of asking, "Can I afford the monthly payment?" ask, "Can I afford to pay this in full when the statement arrives?" Those are completely different questions. The first encourages borrowing. The second encourages financial discipline. Every purchase becomes more intentional. Impulse spending decreases. Savings grow. Stress falls. Final thoughts. A credit card is neither good nor bad. It's simply a financial tool. Like a hammer can build a house or break a window. The outcome depends on how it's used. If you pay your balance in full each month, use rewards wisely, and avoid unnecessary borrowing, your credit card can work in your favor. But if balances continue growing and interest keeps piling up, it stops being a credit card. It becomes a debt card. And that's exactly where banks make the most money. The good news: you can change that starting today. Every dollar you keep out of unnecessary interest is another dollar working toward your future instead of someone else's profits. Financial freedom isn't built by earning more alone. It's built by keeping more of what you earn. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who believes their credit card is helping them, when it might actually be holding them back. Remember, the goal isn't to stop using credit. The goal is to make sure credit never starts using you.